Good morning. So there's no question that tonight is the main event at the DNC.
Is it? Or was it the Obamas?
I feel like it was the Obamas.
Well, I don't think so, because a lot of people want to hear more than just a few passing remarks from Kamala Harris.
Yep.
And while she has been more exposed as far as her background in recent weeks, I mean, people have been looking into her history. I think they want to hear it from her directly. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a chance for her to do that. There's no question this is the biggest moment of her political career and could be a key moment in the entire campaign. Because if she doesn't get her message across, she may not have the firepower to defeat Donald Trump, who remains very close in the polls and, of course, has gone into this with a substantial lead over the Democrats because of Joe Biden fading out before he stepped aside.
We'll have to see if she's been unburdened by what has been and can just freely give her speech tonight. Here's a quick 60-second recap of everything that unfolded last night.
Kamala Harris! Party with a purpose. Let's go! I'm Pete Buttigieg, and you might recognize me from Fox News.
The woman who courageously outed Kamala Harris as Indian.
We are the party of real freedom.
Project 1825. I'm sorry.
You ever seen a document that could kill a small animal and democracy at the same time?
Project 1925. Oh, I'm sorry.
You can pry this wedding band from my cold, dead, gay hands.
They're trying to suppress our vote. Boo.
Is I'm still younger than Donald Trump.
Donald Trump? Bro, we broke up with you for a reason.
It's the honor of my life to accept your nomination for Vice President.
We love a dad in plaid.
Other states were banning books from their schools. We were banishing hunger from ours.
And then one of, I thought, the craziest moments of the night came right at the end of Oprah's speech. Listen to this.
All right, open your boxes. Open your boxes. 1, 2, 3.
And this is live on the convention floor. Unbelievable.
Wow. A lot of boxes.
Yeah, that's how to get some votes.
All the delegates got cars last night. Wow. Just incredible. How lucky are they to be there?
And iPads.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Then there was, I got to go back. We just kind of played this clip in that montage, but if you go back to 2000, the NRA convention, then President of the NRA, Charlton Heston, he holds up that rifle and he says this iconic line.
I want to say those fighting words for everyone within the sound of my voice to hear and to heed, and especially for you, Mr. Gore. From my cold, dead hands.
An iconic moment. And then last night, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel, she gave us the updated woke 2024 version.
By the way, I got a message for the Republicans and the justices of the United States Supreme Court. You can pry this wedding band from my cold, dead, gay hands.
And then, of course, the headliner last night. Look, I didn't think Bill Clinton was particularly good or effective. I was disappointed with his speech. But once Josh Shapiro hit the stage, that's when things really started to pick up and the night gained some momentum. I thought Mayor Pete, he was fine. I thought Wes Moore, the governor of Maryland, really impressive.
Very good.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I've never really paid too much attention to him, but I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's back on that stage accepting a nomination one day. And then eventually we had Oprah, of course, and then you get to Tim Walz. And he's an interesting figure to me. I'm trying to think of a politician that's like him in recent history.
They're really focusing in on that whole dad vibe that he has. I feel like he's kind of cool. He's got a little bit of an attitude. He's kind of funny. He just seems like a down to earth, dad guy and not like a politician.
Right. Meanwhile, when you look at his political career, he had kind of one set of positions when he was a member of Congress in a Republican district. Then he went way to the left when he became governor of Minnesota. He's done those politician-y things like embellishing or maybe not quite stating clearly
Yeah, he lets
service
people believe what's
IVF.
said without correcting it.
Yeah, but I thought he gave, well, first of all, the part that I loved about the speech was it was the shortest speech.
16 minutes, right?
Yeah, for a vice presidential nominee since, I think, like 1984. So I did like that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, it was short and to the
he's
point.
the VP candidate.
Right,
you know.
right. Keep it quick. And then there was the moment that's getting a lot of attention this morning, his son, Gus Walz. So his son is right there cheering on his dad, and I mean, he is bawling his eyes out.
He's totally crying.
And there's this emotional moment where you see him, he's crying, he's standing, he's cheering, and he's pointing to his dad, and he's turning around to everybody saying, that's my dad. And it really was, a nice moment. But here I am, and this is life in 2024. I'm thinking to myself, this poor kid, he is going to be memed to death.
Yeah,
now.
he's totally going to become a meme with that look on his face and just him like crying, that's my dad.
Yeah, I'm like, boy.
He's going to get made fun of.
Right. And here it is. I mean, he's clearly really proud of his dad and excited for the moment and all of that. And I'm just thinking, man, it is going to be brutal what's going to happen to him online. That's the sad state of affairs that we live in these days.
Yeah, he's going to get dragged.
Yep.
Well, I thought that he did a great job doing the whole reference to the football and sports analogy.
Well, they brought the players out that he used to coach, and there was a Washington Post reporter who said there was some confusion on the floor. One of the delegates asked her, "Is that Travis Kelce?"
Yeah, and there was a speech by the Colorado governor who sort of hinted at the whole Taylor Swift thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought that he kind of sounded like he was giving a halftime speech to the to the team.
And how long's halftime, Chris?
Yeah. 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
So it timed out perfectly.
It did.
But like you said, I think it was supposed to be short and sweet. I think it was effective overall. But he's the setup act. The big act is tonight. A lot of people will forget about some of these other speeches if Kamala hits it out of the park. Now, if she doesn't, then a lot of people will point to the moment this evening as being something that hurts her campaign. And the reason it's such a big deal is because she doesn't say a lot when she's out on the campaign trail.
Yep.
You don't get a chance to talk to her. And this doesn't necessarily solve that.
No.
It gives her a chance to lay things out the way she wants to, but she still hasn't done interviews. She hasn't done Q&As with a lot of reporters who want to ask some specific questions about her policy positions and things like that. Let's see if she answers any of those questions tonight.
Yeah, I would anticipate broad generalities when it comes to policy and things like that. And then after tonight, then the pressure's really going to ramp up on her to sit down and do an interview, hold a press conference, something like that. All right, what else do we have going on this morning, Chris?
Well, some of Florida's most pristine parks could be turned into golf courses and pickleball courts if a plan by the DeSantis administration goes through. The State Department of Environmental Protection announced what it has dubbed the Great Outdoors Initiative. It aims at expanding public access to state parks. It includes adding things like campsites, cabins, hotels, pickleball courts, golf courses, disc golf, and paddling. And 9 parks around the state are targeted in this effort, including Honeymoon State Park in Pinellas County, Hillsborough River State Park, and then Oleta River State Park in Miami-Dade County, and then further to the north, Jonathan Dickinson State Park in Martin County. Now, there's already blowback from the Audubon Society. They say this could be a disaster for bird habitat, and other environmental groups are making the point that it's one thing to say you're going to do development on sensitive areas when it's private land, but when you're taking land that's paid for by the taxpayers and saying you're going to put in all this development, that's creating a lot of controversy.
Couple things. First of all, talking about birds, I had a real moment with it was a helpless little bird the other day. I was walking my dog Stetson. It couldn't fly anymore.
Did you find the owl?
No, it wasn't the owl. It was just this little bird, and it couldn't fly, and I felt so bad. And I knew.
What did you do?
There's nothing I could do.
You didn't try to nurse it back to health?
I didn't try to nurse it.
Put it out of its misery?
No, I didn't do anything like that. I knew, and it knew that it didn't have long. And sure enough, like the next day, I went back, and it was dead. It was really sad. Yeah, it was really a downer of a moment.
Yeah.
But I don't have strong opinions on this because I don't like parks and I don't like being outside. So,
so you don't really care?
I don't really care either way. I do think, don't we have enough golf courses, though, in the state of Florida?
I don't know if we have enough
more?
pickleball courts, though, because everybody loves pickleball. And if it's in a place where it's not going to bother people, because the noise, when they put pickleball courts in a development, the noise drives people nuts. But if it's in the middle of nowhere in a park, that might be a good idea.
The animals might be a little pissed off. I mean, what the hell are these humans doing?
The whole point of these parks is to go to places where it's not developed. It's going to be interesting because I remember back when George W. Bush was president, and he came up with a plan to develop the national parks and put in hotels and, develop areas that were, some of the most famous parks, including Yellowstone and places like that. And every congressman in every state, Republican and Democrat, were like, in my state, you're not messing with the national parks in my state. And the plan ended up getting killed. We'll see what the response is, around the state to these parks. It's not all of them. Florida has over 150 state parks. This would affect 9 of them. But it does include some that have very sensitive environmental areas. And so that's why you're seeing this blowback from groups who don't want it developed.
All right, Chris Trankman with today's top stories. Chris, thanks so much.
Thank you.